It's all nothing. It's all nothing.
Hi, I'm Jamie Otis, and tonight on Married at First Sight Unfiltered, I sit down with the couples and ask the tough questions. We'll get into the ups and downs, for better or worse, and find out what it was really like to marry a complete stranger.
It's all nothing. It's all nothing.
Explain what it's like to spend your wedding night with a complete stranger who you were just matched with.
I was nervous already because I'm like, what if I don't like this person at all? But I think we were both kind of drunk from the wedding. It was nice. I was comfortable, and he was really very respectful. He was like, if you need me to sleep on the couch, and we did sleep in the same bed, and it was very respectful, and it was comfortable.
It was just kind of weird, and but we were so good at communicating that we were both just weirded out that it kind of brought us closer. So then after a couple minutes, it went away.
Yeah, it's not normal. I'm laying next to a stranger and he's my husband, but somehow it felt okay, or it felt kind of...
What's the sweetest thing Nick did for you on your honeymoon?
He got me a bunch of little, like a frame and a bag and a shirt, like a bunch of little cute stuff from Dominican Republic to kind of like commemorate the honeymoon. Yeah, and that was really, really cute. And also he was kind of like saving my life paddleboarding. Like he was literally like with the two paddle boards, like because I was getting like it was a little bit much, so he was helping me. And
I feel like you did better at paddleboarding than him, though. Yeah. Paddleboarding, who do you think did better, you or her?
This is toss-up.
What's the sweetest thing Sonia did for you on your honeymoon?
She already knew I have like a terrible sweet tooth, so she brought back like a plate of desserts and like set them by the bed.
You were like, oh, I like this.
Well, she
girl.
woke up in the morning, she was like, where did they go? And I was like, chocolate running down my shirt.
What type of romantic gestures did you make for Sonia on your honeymoon?
I mean, at this point, it's only been a week or so her language that she appreciates is affirmations, and it's hard for me to get to that comfort zone to really express to her, you know, those positive affirmations and things that she likes to hear.
Sweetest thing that Derek did was probably when, you know, I got dressed up for dinner or something. He would say that I looked nice, and so that was really nice to hear.
I mean, I try to do sweet things whenever I can, you know, any opportunity that presents itself, and it's just kind of standard. So I can't think of anything in particular that jumps out.
You made her coffee.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really sweet.
I think during the honeymoon, I was trying to be kind of a little bit of a hostess. I'm that way in my home, you know, so it's like in the morning, do you want coffee? Do you want breakfast? Like, I'm gonna slice the pineapple, would you like some? Just in kind of just small ways to be nice.
What's something that you found surprising about Tom that you discovered on your honeymoon?
I actually realized that Tom is really jaded by Miami. And Tom mentioned something about people with new cars being materialistic, and I'm like, oh wow, I would never consider myself materialistic, but I do have a new car. And I realized that I guess by Tom's past dating experience, he kind of has learned that most girls here are very materialistic, and he's had really bad experiences from it. So I was pretty surprised by that.
I was really adamant with the experts. I really wanted somebody that wasn't so much drawn to like big, expensive things. And so I learned that she was definitely like, I love big houses and fancy cars. So there was a little bit of a shocker.
What's something that you found really surprising about Nick the first week you were married?
Nick wakes up in the middle of the night and he eats like sweets, lots of sweets, or food. Like at 2 in the morning, he's like ordering pizza, like, and I don't know where he puts it.
Because he's skin and bones.
Yeah, I don't know where he puts it.
Tell me something that you found a little surprising about Heather as you got to know her more on your honeymoon. Were you taken back at all with her reaction to you smoking?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely found that to be surprising, especially considering I had spoken with her about it at one point. And
so you had asked her if it was okay to smoke?
Yeah, and she said it was okay, so I assumed it was no big deal, and it wasn't like there was any extreme, nothing extreme was going on, so I just figured that was totally okay. So when I learned how she felt about it, I was extremely surprised, and when I learned how strongly she was set in her opinion without being willing to even speak about it or whatever, I was a bit surprised.
Who would you cast as Nick?
Channing Tatum.
Ooh.
Hello.
Yeah. Have you been listening to your mom?
Been trying.
I'm hoping to find out if she's romantic. I think we'll have some opportunities.
Oh my gosh.
So who would you cast to play Tom in a movie?
Oh my gosh.
It's kind of funny because you don't come off as being like super conceited. I don't know, like probably like maybe like Hugh Jackman or something.
Maybe someone like James Franco.
James Franco, is he
Yeah.
funny?
Yeah, he's like a funny guy.
Oh, I don't know. He thought you would choose Hugh Jackman for him. And I was like, Hugh Jackman is like huge and he has an accent and he's like buff.
Hugh Jackman did not even come to mind, actually.
Who would you cast to play your wife in a movie?
I'm trying to think who has the like attitude that can. I don't know, probably Jennifer Lopez.
He would probably go with like Jennifer Lopez or something.
You guys are way too on the same page for being so early in your marriage.
Did
Really?
he said Jennifer?
Yeah.
Derek is a really funny person. So if I had to cast an actor to play him in a movie, I would pick someone like Seth Rogen, who's funny and witty and, you know, laughs at his own jokes, but people are laughing too. So that's who I would pick.
Who would you cast to play your spouse in a movie? Honesty. This is Married at First Sight Unfiltered. We're always honest.
I would have to go with Kathy Bates.
Kathy Bates. Who would you cast as Nick?
I would say Channing Tatum.
Ooh.
Hello.
Yeah. I mean, if you think
I'll
that-
play me.
Who do you think Sonia picked for you?
I'm hoping she said Brad Pitt, but I'm doubtful. It's totally doubtful.
What word best describes your spouse in the morning?
I would say snuggly.
Snuggly?
Yeah, snuggly. Because it's like probably 5 days out of the week, snuggly, good morning, you know, and then like those 2 days a week, which is like, whoa, got a bear sleeping under the covers there, like slowly exit the bed.
What word best describes Tom in the morning?
Upbeat. He actually wakes up in a great mood every day, and I am so the opposite of it.
How do you think Tom would describe you in the morning?
Grouchy.
Lately, I've tried. So I wake up in the morning and I'm like, good morning. And he's like,
At the end of the day, we're both not the best morning people in the world, so it takes a little bit of time for us to get going.
What does romance mean to you? Do you feel like your wife's romantic, not romantic?
I'm hoping to find out if she's romantic. I think we'll have some opportunities for a definitely romantic setting and things like that. So
Yeah. Do you feel like it's been any romance at all yet?
the wedding was romantic, I think. There was, or at least points. But for the most part, the romance hasn't really kicked in just yet.
The honeymoon that I had with Derek, it was very tumultuous, and I just don't think there was any space for romance. There were so many issues we had to work through that I think that it just wasn't realistic to have that. So unfortunately, you know, I really didn't see anything.
On your wedding day, your mom said, you know, gotta compliment her. Women like to be complimented. Have you been listening to your mom?
Been trying. It's been coming a long way. It's not that compliments are not there. I think our languages are just different, and like the way that we communicate to each other, I think we're starting to learn it, and it's just coming more naturally, I think.
On the honeymoon, do you think that you could have handled the conversation about smoking a little differently?
Definitely. I've thought about that since, and you know, at the time, I felt like I was being patient and I was trying to be understanding from what she was saying. And when I think back on it, I think that I got a little bit frustrated and whatnot, but it seemed like she was okay with it. I mean, she said that she was okay with occasionally smoking. So my whole thing is, what's to determine really what occasionally is, especially if you're judging me based on a situation that's not standard for me. If I'm on my honeymoon, it doesn't necessarily reflect my usage when I'm not on my honeymoon. And I tried to point out to her that she was drinking a little bit more alcohol on the honeymoon as well, which is not really a reflection of what I would assume that she does outside of the honeymoon. So, I don't know, maybe I could have waited to talk about it later.
Thanks for watching Unfiltered, the only show that takes you inside the journey of marrying a complete stranger on national television. We hope you enjoyed the show. Don't miss another brand new episode of Married at First Sight next week, right here in FYI.
I don't feel like you're a stranger.
I know, right? I never pictured getting married to a stranger.
You may kiss your bride.